Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? It's me, Paddy, from across the shuck, and I hope you are all really well. It's Friday, the end of the work week for you workers, and I know a wonderful day to celebrate. So I thought today I would celebrate D2. But what I've done is I've got my top 5 D2 bladed knives that I want to show you. It's one of them sitting there. But before I get started, two things I wanted to mention. One, myself and Justin done a podcast earlier in the week with Tony Meader as a special guest. Now, for anybody that's been around a few years, they'll know Tony. He's an avid commenter on people's channels. Tony has been around for years. In fact, he was one of my first subs when I came around in my Ganzo days. And he was really helpful in helping me to cope with the nonsense I used to get about buying Chinese knives. So an excellent podcast, but I'd asked him to bring he's now a custom collector. He still likes production knives and whatever, but his knives that he buys for himself now, he's at a stage where he can buy custom knives off very high end. And I asked him to bring a box of his production knives, and we've seen about 5 of them. I'm going to get him back on again because it was well received by those who watch it. So go back on the channel. It's only a couple of videos before, and check out his custom knife. Sorry, I'm squirting my dog there. We're trying to train him from not gurning at the door when Sally goes out. And it's just a water bottle. So really go back and see that podcast. It was one of our best. For us to do, it was one of our best. And for Tony as a guest, what a smashing guest. You didn't have to worry about having to egg him on or coax him into talking. He quite happily talked. And he's just a gentleman. You've got to go and see it. Please do. The second thing, which is even more exciting, is we have a new YouTuber. And he's from this side of the pond. The Shuck is just across the way from me. And he's in England. And he's just started. He's put his first video up. He's done a couple of shorts to get himself into the way of it. You go to his channel, you can see his shorts and you can see his first video. And it was just an introduction video. And I'm going to have to up my game because it was amazing for a first video. And that's it up there. And it was one thing that Tony mentioned. When I first started, I used to put wee bits of paper with new channels on them across the top of my the board I was doing my videos on. So I thought, in honour of that, I will do this. So he's a new YouTuber. It's called slipjointsawyer. All one word. I just broke it up for that page. Go check him out and give him a sub. Honestly, it's only a short first video. And if you hear the way he conducted it, it was fantastic. We'll have to get his lighting a wee bit updated for him, but get him to update his lighting a wee bit. But other than that, there was nothing you could fault in a first video. And he has a great selection of knives to bring to you. So please check him out. And if you do, if you like him, subscribe to him. Tell him Paddy sent you, and it'll just make him feel good. And like we all, when we start, we just want to feel good and we want to feel part of. So please give him the big Paddy potato peelers. Welcome to YouTube. The more the better. The more the better. And he's been around a while. His name is Matt, so I'm not giving anything away. That's his Instagram, Matt Sawyer. Go and check him out on that there and subscribe to him. He does some lovely pictures for Instagram, but he's a real good commenter. He comments on videos from people all over the world. I see him in there all the time. So he's been given his background to the knife community. Let's welcome him in as part of the community, as in video YouTubers. Now, that's it. My top 5 D2 bladed pocket knives. And I've got a right mixture here. Sometimes I don't have a huge amount of locking knives anymore, but the D2 ones, the budget the budget branded ones, are the ones that I go towards, because D2, even if it's slightly under heat treated, it still lasts longer than the 8 MOV steels, even your 440s and things like that. It'll last longer than most of them, even if it's not well heat treated. But I'm telling you, the modern productions now of D2, I find this D2 to be pretty good. But I'm going to go back years when I got this one. This was a company that used to send me knives to review. They made fantastic knives. I thought they were budget priced, and this is it's titanium alloy. It's got a D2 blade, a beautifully made blade for a budget price. It's absolutely stunning. Now, this is a slip joint. You got a pocket clip on it there. You have a handle that is absolutely stunning. In the hand, you've got a forward choil, a half and half choil up here, which takes a fat finger. In here, you have so much room on it. It's beautiful. The cutting edge here is just exactly 3 inches. So it passes for the UK for carry. But a stunning, stunning knife. The ergonomics all around this handle has been really beautifully chamfered. There's no hot spots in here. Beautifully chamfered. I just love this as a slip joint. That is classic looking. My dogs are still doing it. Sorry, nothing I can do. So it really is. And even this finger hole at the top, it just, everything sits in this finger hole, this divot here, because it matches the knife to this. So when you're in here, you have a real pinch grip on this knife and it's going nowhere if you wanted to poke. And what I'm going to show you is this. It has a bit of a mushy half stop. Not a problem whatsoever. It snaps. It's all right. Doesn't sound great. But this knife is all about function. Now, two bad points to put it out. Here's the third bad point. You can't, well, I haven't been able, I couldn't do it safely because it's so tight. And this is what I want in a slip joint that's going to be a working knife. Again, you've got that sort of mucky half stop, but listen to this. That is a lockup you want on your slip joint. But also you've got that half and half choil here. So there's no chance you're going to get, unless you do something really silly. But this pinch point, you couldn't break that if you wanted to. A stunning knife. I don't know if they're even available. It's HX Outdoors. There it is there. HX Outdoors. It's in D2 and the model number is TD14T. That's TD-14T. So go on to AliExpress because that's where I got it. That's where they're available then. I don't know of anywhere else around the world that they're for sale. But I had to show it, although it's not I don't even know if it's in production now, but it is a super knife that I've kept in my collection for years. This was in my my pouch. I'd put this in my pouch for my day bag. It's been in there for donkeys. And I just thought I got it out this morning. I seen it and then I thought, no, I want to do a video on D2 because this is fine. Absolutely fine. I didn't do exaggerated cut tests, but I did use it. And it's absolutely fantastic. I have to say, love it. So if they're still available, I know HX Outdoors, I think they're still going, but check AliExpress if you can to get one of these. So we'll put that out of there. The next one I'm going to show is this beauty. This is in the traditional style lockback. It's an old timer. It has a lovely pull. It's light. It doesn't need to be because the lockback, listen to this. Oh, much quieter, but such a solid lockup. It really is beautiful. Sounds fantastic. This lovely wood, laminate wood scales on it. Absolutely. It's in denim. They say it's denim. Yeah, it looks a bit denim. I have to say it does. It's a bit darker, blackish rather than blue, but it's just a lovely, lovely knife. This is the Heritage series, which were all done on D2 by Schrade. I just absolutely adore this. It really is beautiful. You got the old timer, and you got the 50th. It was an anniversary. They made the Heritage series in D2. I can't recommend this enough. I've only just had it about a week, and I am in absolute love of it. Full 4-finger grip and a blade that again that is under 3 inches. Can't carry it here, but it's that lovely shape. 4 and 3, I would say this is. Can't remember it on the review quite a while ago. Let me just double check that. Oh no, it's even less. It's got a 2.5-inch cutting edge. Well, yeah, 2.5-inch cutting edge, and it's 6 5/8 handle, which is fantastic. I get a full 4-finger grip in there. Super lovely flat grind on it. Beautiful slicer and just a user for anybody's pocket. And it's the slimmest of all the knives I'm going to show here. and lovely to throw in the pocket. If you wanted to put a sheath on it, you could. Funnily enough, I said I wasn't going to in the review. I've been putting it in the sheath because it just looks stunning. It's a real gentleman's carry. There we go. And the next one. These are just quick and dirty. There'll be reviews on my channel of all these knives, or most of them anyway. This is the new Kabar. It's not new, but it's new to me, the Kabar Dozier in D2. I had the Oz 8 for years. Absolutely fantastic knife. I loved it. This is just an upgraded version. I've started doing cutting with it, and so far can't fault it. It has the exact same feeling as a Dozier. It didn't need to change. This is a very basic working knife that you're going to take out when you want to abuse something. It's got a sturdy back spine here, gone down to a point that's not super. It's thin enough for EDC work, but it's also sturdy enough for heavier EDC work. That's what I meant to say, I suppose. You only have the one thumb stud, but it is reversible. Just change the wee screw there, and the handle is reversible to the left side. Just fantastic, hollow grind. It's not super thin, but again, this is an EDC knife that you're just going to beat. This is a beater knife. Now, granted, this is a bit dearer. I think it's just under £50 for the D2 over here in the UK. In the States, I know they're a lot cheaper, but I really recommend this for the price. These feel so much more solid when you get them in hand than they do. They just don't look it. They look like it would be a very lightweight knife, and it's not. It's a really good solid knife. Super grip on it, I have to say. Really super. Very, very impressed with this so far. So if you want a good beater that's lightweight, can throw in your pocket, perfect. Now, got up to the fancy pants ones. Here's a full titanium. This is a Tucson. Yeah, Tucson. Nearly forgot there. Again, in D2. Look at that little minimal flipper. This is years old. This is when Tucson were coming out and they were starting to make nearly fantasy looking knives that a price range anybody could afford. I can't even remember what this cost, I'll be honest with you, but it wasn't dear. Wouldn't have been over 50 quid, that's for definite. But you got full titanium D2, minimal little flipper. Listen to that whack off that little flipper, and look at that blade. And this is why this is stayed in my collection, for this blade, this fantasy type blade. Now, I know a lot of the knives that are out now have these type of blades, but they didn't have, and they didn't have in this quality and this price range when Tucson first came out. Look at that pocket clip. It's like everything we always ask for now. It's titanium, it's thin, it's really great in the pocket. You have a lovely fuller here along this. Everything about this was night morning design. You know, this was their top designer when Tucson first came out. I just adore this knife, this beautiful recurve. You know, if you're cutting rope or anything, just keeps it right in there and attacks whatever it is with aplomb. The lovely fat ground up here for scraping or anything like that. You have 2 points, 2 genuine points for opening packages. So for opening a package, you can put this down and you have great control of how deep the blade goes in a package. It's just fantastic. An all-round amazing knife. If you can get one of these now, probably not making them, but the second-hand market, great place to get something like it. I just adore this knife. It is so comfortable in the hand. There's no sneak up, but you're close enough there. It's a good size knife. Again, I'll give you a bit of measurement on this just to show you where it is. This is a 3.5 inch cutting edge and an 8-inch knife. That is 3.5 inch to an 8-inch knife. That is flipping gorgeous. And you've got the recurve, so you probably got a little bit more if you were to sit and roll it out. About a 3mm blade stock on there. I just, honestly, this blew my head away when it came in. I think this might have even been my first D2 knife in my collection. So it's been around a long time. Frame lock, absolutely perfect. Over travel stop. It had got everything that the higher end knives had when I first came around, and to get it at this price from Tucson was amazing. Wetting the dogs. So yeah, an absolutely fabulous knife. Put that to this side. And the last, and is it the best? No, not. It's close. There's between sort of, I'm going to say 3, 4, but it's only 5. It's one of the best. Let's put it like that. And here it is. It's a QB. I adore that. I think this is a 322. They give them all numbers. I can't remember numbers. Just go on the QB website. I got this from AliExpress because it was the best place I could get a QB knife at the time. This is a stunning knife. It's a flipper knife. Not the most fantastic flipper, but it comes out fine. And if you give it a bit of wrist, it will really fly out. But the whole thing about this knife is this handle. This handle is just melt in your hand. I have a large hand and it sucks it all up and it just feels like it should be there. And if you want to do hard work, this is a knife. Look how this comes right up to the index here of the thumb and the forefinger. It just locks in. So you're not getting that pressure of a knife moving. It's solid. The blade shape is very like that Arius type blade shape. And it's a high flat ground. It's not super thin behind the edge, but again, it will do anything that you probably want to ever ask it to do. Again, D2 steel. But the nice thing about this is the flipper's not the only opening. You have that was a bit like a barn gate. The more you flick it, the harder it'll go. But honestly, look at that blade. This knife looks like it's moving, doesn't it? It really just looks like it's on the go. That's sort of, I don't know. But for the price this is, again, I think it was about 55 quid I paid for it. I'm not sure what they are in the States. You can get them much easier now there. But I'm quite happy with what I paid for it. What a fantastic knife. I just adore this. You have a sneak up here. It's not as big as on that small first titanium one, but you can get your hand. I tend to put half my finger on and pull back. And it does give me that pinch grip there. Not that I'll need it because it's got a frame lock. Locks up absolutely perfectly. But here's the bit about it. Right, you release the knife. Right, now watch this. I'm not going to do anything. This is lying nearly flat. Let me just get it up to the horizontal position. Just give it this wee touch until it starts. Oh, it's just fantastic. If you're holding it up straight, it bounces down to your finger and literally you can judge how well it's going to go down. That needs a bit of oil. It snaps open. It's beautiful. It just needs a wee bit of oiling. But what a stunning, stunning knife. And to finish with, I can recommend all of these. I know there's a couple there. The first one and the Tucson might be hard to get, but they're worth looking for. And isn't that the joy, is the hunt? Have a little hunt around. The other 3 are available now, almost everywhere. But let me bring them all back in and let you see them in the order they came in. What a fantastic... let's get that up a wee bit there. There we go. There's 5 fantastic D2 steel knives in my collection, which I adore. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend, folks, and enjoy the rest of your Friday. Don't forget, go over and have a look at slipjointsawyer. Give him a sub. Welcome him into the community. You've got a really nice fella coming in, honestly. A genuinely nice fella who loves knives and loves the community. That's a great way to start a YouTube channel. Take care, Matt. All the very best. I hope it goes well. And go and watch Tony's our podcast, me and Justin with Tony. Have a look at it. You're going to see some knives that'll blow your mind. The price would blow your mind too, but isn't that the joy of watching, getting to see these knives that you don't normally get to see? You don't get to see even high-end knives. There's not that many channels in YouTube now that do the high-end knives. And I'm high-end knives in the thousands, not hundreds, thousands. Get over there, have a look. You'll enjoy it. Take care. Paddy's way. All the best. Take care.